Good morning, everyone. This is Salem. I'm here at the University of California, Irvine, and today I have a very special guest, Jolene. Thank you for joining us, Jolene,
No problem.
today.
It's my pleasure.
Um, I heard that you released a new song, and it's been making hits all over the billboards, me a fan included. But I just wanted to get a little feel of how you got started with the music industry and what influenced your songs. So that's why we're having this interview today. And don't mind if I get started, okay?
Sure.
So, I heard that you're from New York, right?
Yes.
And making this transition from New York to California must have been like crazy.
It was a big change. In New
Okay.
York, everything was so fast paced and monotonous. Every day was exactly the same. There was no outdoor lifestyle. You couldn't go to the beach, and well, you could, but they weren't clean beaches. You couldn't really do anything besides go to the Staten Island Mall. And growing up with my grandma, I saw her lifestyle, and it was very monotonous. Every single day, she had the same routine. She would go to work at 6 a.m. She would drive to Manhattan for an hour. She would come home at 7 p.m., cook dinner for the family, and then fall asleep watching QVC every single day. She had never left New York since she moved, and it was just not the kind of lifestyle that I wanted. I wanted adventures, and I wanted something fun where I could go and walk around and be outdoors, and I found that at UCI.
Okay, that's very cool. Yeah, I know, that must have been a very crazy transition. But I'm glad that you like it here, though. Okay, so growing up, how was your music influenced?
Well, my mom was always a very musical person.
Okay.
The way I grew up was she would play guitar to me, and I would jump around in my diaper and sing along. And then
That's funny.
I would actually also throw concerts for my family in my grandma's bedroom. I would sell them tickets for $1, and I would dance around in my diaper. And I had this plastic microphone. It was like this blue plastic microphone, and I would put on concerts, and I would have my dolls sit next to them, so I would feel like I had an audience. And I've really just been singing since I could talk. And then in 4th grade, I started theater because at my school I had to pick a hobby, and theater was one of the options. And I was always told I was very dramatic when I was little. So when I went home and I asked my mom if I should do theater, she said that I should go for it. So that's when I started theater, and I did it every year up until my senior year. So that was for about 9 years I was doing theater. And most of it was musical theater. I've only been in 1 or 2 plays that weren't musical because I liked the aspects of theater mixed with music.
With music. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so this song, Jolene, this song, I don't know what to say. How, can you explain to me what was the story behind this song? So what did you title it again?
New Adventures.
New Adventures. So can you explain to me a little more about New Adventures?
So basically, my best friend just moved away to college, and I saw that she was having a lot of the same problems that I had freshman year. And when you move away from home, I moved 3,000 miles, so I had no one out here. I had no friends. I was completely on my own. I didn't anticipate how difficult it would be because I always wanted to move away from New York. I never liked living in New York, and now I was living in my dream place, and I was only looking at the bad. I was so homesick, and I was battling my mind because I knew that this was where I was meant to be, but my heart wanted to be in New York with my family. So as I was talking to my best friend, I realized that a lot of people think that their situations are isolated and that they're the only ones who go through these problems. But in reality, there's a million people going through the same problem. There's so many people who are moving into college right now who are going to experience this, and they have no idea. So through my song, I basically wanted to give the message that like moving away for college, it's going to be difficult at first, no matter what. It's going to be a hard transition, but you have to stick through it. You can't give up. You have to, because once you get going and once you get situated, it's amazing, honestly. Like, I've been having the best time ever once I started letting myself live out here, because I started feeling like California was my home instead of New York. I started telling myself that that this was home, and New York was just where I visited.
Oh, that's very interesting. And then the message that you wanted to get across?
Basically that
Like,
it gets
to sum
better.
it all up.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Yes, it definitely gets better.
Wow, that's a very powerful message.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Jolene.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I'll see you guys later in the next episode.
Bye.